Now I have just got into this dungeon on my boomkin. It was halfway through, but to be honest it only puts us at, I guess, what we could call a good bit anyway, so that doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. So for starters, this is our new hurricane animation. It looks pretty nice. Hurricane does cost us 15k mana, so it does cost us quite a lot of mana. It doesn't really matter too much, I guess. You know, I've not really had any mana issues yet. We also, if you spec into it, we have our Typhoon. I have actually spec'd into Typhoon just because I wasn't really sure what else to spec into. Now obviously when using these kind of spells, we do need to be careful of our mana more than anything, because they are pretty mana intensive. I mean, obviously our Hurricane costs us 15k mana and we just can't really regen that amount of mana so quickly. Oh, here's our boss. So for a start, obviously we only have our one dot now. We don't actually have the insect swarm anymore, which is a bit of a bugger, but you know, there we go. I'm going to actually kill these hoplins because they're really annoying now. I just like doing damage to me. So as you can see, obviously we have our Sunfire and our Moonfire, I think it is. I'm not quite sure what the other one is, to be honest. I'm no expert at boomkins. But yeah, basically I have a talent that immediately, when I finish an eclipse state, it immediately gives me 20 eclipse into the other state. Now you could pick between that or a couple of other things. However, to be honest, I felt as if, here we go, could have picked Incarnation or Force of Nature. Now I actually tested all of these, and being absolutely honest, this seemed like the best decision. So it's a bit odd, I know, picking, you know, this kind of static thing over some cooldowns, but that's the way it seems to turn out for me. Now I've managed to get some decent, well, what I think looks like decent DPS out of my Druid, so hopefully it is. And we have a cooldown that, depending on your current mastery, it will pretty much, let's just get multi-dotting going, let's just multi-dot to death. And as you can see, this is doing absolutely insane damage with this multi-dotting. You know, it's ridiculous. I'm not quite sure what this healer's doing, to be honest, but you know, there we go. So obviously we're back into this solar eclipse, and you know, it buffs up our Wrath. Our Wrath's hitting for about 28k, which is pretty nice. I mean, my gear is not good, nothing good at all, so, but as you can see, when I reach the end of an eclipse state, instantly gives me 20 into the next one, meaning I have to cast about 4 spells to get into the next eclipse, which is pretty ridiculous, to be honest. It's absolutely lovely. And also it's worth noting that every time we enter a solar eclipse, our starfall resets the cooldown. I think it's lunar eclipse actually. Yeah, lunar eclipse. Starfall resets on cooldown, so that's pretty nice. Now as you can see, I'm hitting almost 50k, you know, kind of just buffed from my party with this Starfire, so it's really very nice at the moment. Maybe they're going to bring in some nerfs on that, to be honest, but I'm not sure. But to be honest, we do seem to be doing like a pretty insane amount of damage. I mean, as I mentioned, I don't even, to be honest, need to spec into the Incarnation of Force of Nature. I think overall the Soul of the Forest will probably be better. Maybe on these bosses, you know, because they're short fights, Incarnation would probably end up best or something like that. However, overall, and I'm thinking more raiding, especially longer boss fights, I can see Soul of the Forest definitely being pretty nice, because obviously, you know, it's with our haste buffs and all that lot, I was getting down to about a 2-second cast on Starfire, as we can see now. So from getting in between an eclipse, I'm only out of an eclipse for 8 seconds, So, you know, to be honest, I reckon we're probably in an eclipse more than 50% of the time, which is absolutely lovely. To be honest, it's pretty insane. Now, I have actually noticed some changes I've made with the PvP gear especially. I mean, I'm actually wearing a PvP trinket at the moment. One that used to just give me resilience with a spell power proc, and now it's giving me that 429 intellect. It's absolutely lovely. You can see I'm well over hit capped, and you know, this is pretty much my just resto gear. But I've not actually had a chance to visit the Reforger yet, and that's, well, it's mainly because healing is my main spec, so I want to keep the gear good for that. But look, as you can see, if we pop this cooldown, it straight away it gives us an 80% damage boost. So, you know, while we've got this up, we're hitting absolutely insane amounts. It does, however, stop, you know, us from regenning this, what shall I call it, eclipse state power or something, while we're in that. But I think it's definitely worth it, and it's a really nice cooldown to be using. Definitely, I'm keeping that on cooldown pretty much constantly. So it's especially good for nice little bursty fights like that one. It's kind of like a second incarnation, but you don't even have to spec into it or anything. It's pretty nice, to be honest. So obviously, you know, let's get some multi-dots going here. Our multi-dotting is still very nice. Let's drag those over there so the tank can pick those up a bit easier. Now, obviously our multi-dot's not as good as it was, let's face it, because we only have one dot instead of two. But it still seems to be working out pretty effective, to be honest. I mean, if we can look at this, they're all ticking for about 3k-ish, you know, and, well, now I'm back into my lunar eclipse, I think it is, and I've got my spell power trinket proc. As you can see, they're all ticking for about 6k each, which is absolutely lovely. It's pretty insane, to be honest. So that really is very nice. So as you can see, you know, in our eclipse, up here it says damage increased by your arcane spells increased by 78%. That is pretty nice. That is very nice, in fact. Now, as you can see, because of our talent, we go straight out of it, and we have to cast 1, 2. I had to cast 3 spells there to get into my next eclipse state, which is absolutely lovely. You know, that's absolutely insane. I am out of an eclipse for not long at all. I'm not really sure what this healer's actually doing, but there we go. Everybody has different abilities, I guess. Some extremely low, such as this guy. So I'll best get everyone res, and I might have to pop a tranquility. I'm gonna pop a tranquility. So tranquility seems pretty effective, to be honest. At least we actually managed to see that, and I don't know if this is a bug or what, but we can actually go into Tree of Life form. So I don't know what's going on there, but yes, it lets us into Tree of Life. And it seems it has absolutely no cooldown whatsoever. Incarnation form. So yeah, I think that's probably a bug. It seems the same. You know, when you resto, you still have kind of the incarnation, even if you didn't spec into it. So I'm not sure if that's a bug or whether that's just supposed to be there for resto, or whether it's kind of cooldown that they're putting in for maybe all druids, so we can actually feel like a proper hybrid class. Now I'm actually gonna go and get rejuvenation on my action bar, because this healer seems like he's absolutely crap. And now actually my rejuvenation's ticking for what, 7.8k, so that's really very nice, to be honest. That's not bad at all. So see how much a healing touch does. Try the test. This is 2.25 second cast, does 37k healing. Bear in mind I am in boomkins spec, so that really is pretty nice. Yes, we are ready. /nod. So I'm going to open straight up with my celestial alignment, you know, get all my cooldowns out, blow them all. Num 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 num. Now that seems a bit of a bug. I have both a sunfire and a moonfire effect on their target, and that's because I started the fight with the solar eclipse, I think it is, and then, well, I moved into celestial alignment, and obviously that pushed me into a lunar eclipse, and I'm pressing the wrong button. I'll just spam that for a minute while I'm flying around everywhere. Oh my god, I need to really learn how to play these things, don't I? So it looks like I'm gonna be the one killing these then. That was very nice, 100k crits right there. That's really nice for someone's like my level kind of gear. This healer is really bad though. I've got absolutely no idea what he's doing, to be honest. Oh, I didn't think I'll get hit by that. What's he actually doing? It's like he's AFKing. I really need to get used to like stopping bouncing on this fight. This boss is not going to go down unless we kill these, you know, guys, so we best get killing here. As soon as we enter a lunar eclipse, our starfall immediately goes off cooldown, so that's really nice. And then we can get straight back into casting, you know, starfall's up. I've not actually been thinking how much damage that's actually doing, and look, you know, we get damage dealt increased by 10%, that's just, it seems to be proccing quite a lot here and there, you know. I think that's off whenever you take any direct damage and stuff. It does, as I said, seem to be proccing quite a lot, so that's quite nice. And obviously we can go out and heal, you know, we seem like a pretty hybrid orientated class now. So that's quite nice, you know, lovely to see. So just now we can pop our cooldowns, you know, we can get both of our dots rolling on him. There we go, double dots, you know, we got our starfall going down, starfire's up. So that, you know, I would suggest popping that cooldown when you're actually in a solar eclipse, because then it means that you can like double dot the boss. I don't know if they're gonna fix that, or whether it's, you know, just something that they even haven't realized, or just it's supposed to be like that. I'm not really quite sure yet, but if that's the case, then it, you know, it does seem that that's pretty overpowered, to be honest. But I obviously do need to get more used to playing this druid, so hopefully I will be, you know, in a couple of days or so, when I get leveling him, hopefully I'll get a bit better and stuff. But hopefully the people that are boomkins, you've actually seen what we get in so far. And also, if we look at this, 2.7k mastery gives us 38% mastery, so, you know, that's a 58% damage increase from our, well, what we called eclipses. So that's really, really nice. Pretty insane, you know. With extra gear, I've heard of people getting like up to 4k mastery, so that would be an insane amount of damage increase. You know, you're probably looking up to 90, maybe even double damage. So, you know, I can see maybe stacking mastery is the way forward instead of haste. It'd be very interesting to see that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully this will help out you boomkins a bit, and hope to see you soon.